All right, Tyler Ford here again. We're going to go through some more documentation for a real estate transaction. Today we got a residential purchase agreement. We've already covered the duties owed. We've already covered a buyer's broker agreement. We didn't do consent to act. That's another form that we have to go through, but I want to go through how a transaction should work. Duties owed, buyer's broker agreement, writing, and offer. So let's go through that today. I'm going to try to keep this video a little bit shorter. This is 11-page long document, and I personally feel that a lot of people trust their agents, and I think they should, but they should also understand what they're signing and what they're doing. And if you have any questions whatsoever, for me personally, ask it, ask it, ask it, ask it, because the only question that I can't answer is the question I answered. If I don't know, which might be a possibility, I'll go find it for you via my broker that has X amount of years, and then there's also other agents in my office, Remax Central, that have a lot of years also under the real estate game. So, and if they don't know, they're going to help me go find it for sure. They have my back as much as I have theirs. Anyways, let's get into it. This is pretty self-explanatory. Date, buyer's name, where we're buying the property, APN number, I'll get that for you, the county, how much we are going to offer, and then a big thing that I want to go under is this: the buyer does or does not intend to occupy the residence. That's important for FHA and VA loans because they have to, unless there's an addendum that says they don't have to, but never seen it. First thing is financial terms and conditions. We have our earnest money deposit presented with this offer. Usually we wire that into escrow holding, and they hold on to that until a later time, usually at the close of escrow. Then that will get divvied out. There is something I want to go over at the end of this to kind of show you what I like to do, but you can obviously do it different ways. That's the great thing. Additional deposit to be placed in escrow. So you can deposit more money. Let's rewind a little bit also. That earnest money deposit is not mandatory. It is very, very highly suggested because if you I have written offers with zero earnest money, and they said, well, where's the earnest money? The earnest money is kind of a stake in the game, saying, hey, I want to offer this much money, but I also want to put forward $5,000 to say, hey, I'm serious about buying this, 10,000, 100,000, whatever the case may be, um, to say I have stake in the game and I am subject to lose it up to certain periods. But we'll get into that later on during this 11 page. Like I said, short page, one page today, other pages later in the future. Additional deposits, that's self-explanatory. You could put one towards pretty much anything. This agreement is contingent upon the buyer qualifying for a new loan, conventional FHA, VA, others, jumbo loans, things like that. So we would put that amount there, qualifying for, let's just say 400,000. So 5,000 earnest money, 400,000 getting approved for that loan. This agreement is contingent upon the buyer to qualifying to assume a loan. So you can assume a loans. You can assume VA, FHA conventionals. I've seen VA offer assumptions. Conventionals, I've never seen an FHA offer an assumption, meaning that you're going to assume that person's loan that they when they bought it. So let's say they bought it for 400,000 at 2.5% interest rate. That's why you would assume someone's loan, usually to get a better interest rate on that. There's a lot that goes into it, a lot of work on both parties' parts to get all the information involved to be able to do that. Just be cautious when you do that. Buyer to execute a promissory note to secure by deed of trust per terms in the financing addendum. What does that mean? So you're going to assume a promissory note saying that you will pay this. This is usually in like a foreclosure. You will pay this amount in this time, X amount of time, by the deed of trust or a trustee that will hold that until it is paid off or met the promissory note, and then they should be able to release that. Balance of purchase, in good funds to be paid prior to closing of escrow. So self-explanatory there. A last thing is total purchase price, and this is what I wanted to go into with the earnest money. I like to write the offers different, and this is something I want to explain. You can have that earnest money go towards your closing costs. You can have it go towards your loan amount. So you could say, if it's 400,000, you put 5,000. That I want 3,095 to go for a loan, or you can have it go towards closing costs. That's what I like to do. I'm a little bit past time, but I want to go through this last thing. Every single page should be signed and initialed by the buyer. You, the buyer, should be signed and initialed. Don't miss it. And if you do miss it, contact your realtor and say, hey, I missed one. It wasn't on DocuSign or that, and they should come back to you with that. Hey, thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I hope that's short enough, and look forward to working with you. Bye.